Welcome back, everybody. A big day tomorrow. President Trump is set to meet with Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán. So what will they be talking about? I have a few ideas. Will Ukraine be one of those topics? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And who better to talk about all of this than someone who traveled over here to the United States with the Prime Minister? Joining us now is the Director General of the Center for Fundamental Rights, Dr. Miklós Szánthó. Doctor, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much for having me again.
All right. Give us kind of a top-line view of tomorrow, but also hone in for us on one of the probably pricklier topics being energy from Russia.
I think the summit, the meeting between President Trump and Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán will be a historic one. Tomorrow, Prime Minister Orbán will be the very first Prime Minister from the region, from the Central European region, to meet President Trump in the White House. And what we do know is that on the table, there will be the peacemaking efforts related to Ukraine. And on the other hand, what is very important from a Hungarian point of view as well, is that there will be on the table a huge, a big and beautiful deal agreement between the US and Hungary, covering economy, investments, trade, nuclear, energy, and a lot of other topics in order to bring the golden era, to bring the golden age of the American-Hungarian relationship. That's the plan. That's what we know at the moment, and I think it will be a fantastic day tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it will be. I've been hearing a little bit about it. And obviously, there's a long legacy of Eastern Europe being reliant on Russian oil. But the real opportunity here is to move the continent with our technology to nuclear. It's clean, it's fast, the reactors are small. That's a big part of tomorrow's deal, right?
Yes, I'm sure that it will be on the table. What you should know is that Hungary is a landlocked country. And as a heritage of our communist past, our gas and oil, most of it, 60-70% of it, comes from Russia. Hungary began to diversify its energy supplies and energy infrastructure, but still it's not enough to fuel the Hungarian economy and the Hungarian households in gas and oil. You should know that 90% of the Hungarian households are heated by gas.
Wow.
So what we would like to do at the moment, and that is the Hungarian strategy of connectivity, to build a strong and good relationship with every and each big powers of the world, and of course, if it comes to energy, to diversify. So if it comes to make a good deal, a win-win deal with the US about energy, I think that Hungary is open to it.
What do you anticipate President Trump's sentiment is going to be when there is a conversation about still purchasing Russian oil? President Trump obviously is a pragmatist. He understands. I kind of compare that to what we've seen here with putting the cart before the horse with green energy. Sometimes you have to make tough decisions. How do you anticipate that's going to go?
What I know, and President Trump spoke about this in different interviews and press conferences, that he is aware of that Hungary is a landlocked country, and he is aware of our situation related to Russia. I think it's very obvious that our relationship with Russia, it's not a love story. It's the physical and geographic reality. If it comes to our relationship with Moscow, and it's true for energy as well. If it comes in general to the relationship, which is much more than even a friendship between President Trump and Prime Minister Orbán, I think we should, and this is important from the point of view if it comes to the package, to the agreements they will talk about. There are different layers. First of all, it is important to highlight that they are the leaders, President Trump and Prime Minister Viktor Orbán, who have been advocating for peace from the very beginning. Related to the war in Ukraine. So there are a lot of other topics as well about which they do agree if it comes to, politics and policy level topics. But it's also important to highlight that if it comes to values, if it comes to ideology, if it comes to the three values of God, homeland, and the family, both of them, both President Trump and Prime Minister Viktor Orbán, they are fighting for common sense, and they are trying to fight against this globalist machine, against the deep state. President Trump is fighting against the American deep state with quite a success, let me add, and we have our own fight against Brussels, against the European deep state. So, in a nutshell, President Trump and Prime Minister Viktor Orbán agrees on a lot of political topics, and on the other hand, which is fundamentally that they are on the same page. If it comes to values, if it comes to normality, if it comes to common sense, and that is why they are the true leaders of our fight against this globalist vote machine, and that is why the globalist vote machine is so frustrated about Trump and Prime Minister Orbán. And just take a look at the news back in Hungary. The Hungarian leftist media is extremely frustrated that they will meet tomorrow. It will be a historic meeting, I'm sure.
I want to ask real quickly, we focus so much on what happens to the east of Hungary, but to the west, what's happening in Western Europe, the rise of socialism, Democrat, and the loss of free speech. The Prime Minister has been a powerful voice. You've been a powerful voice with all the work you've done with CPAC Hungary. What is the prognosis? How do we fix what used to be free Europe and seems increasingly less free Europe?
Look, there is a neo-Marxist, wokist dictatorship all over Western Europe, in France, in Germany, in other Western European countries as well. But there is hope. Our conservative friends in the Czech Republic, Andrej Babiš, they just won the elections, and other ones leading in the polls, like AfD in Germany, FPÖ, the Freedom Party in Austria, and also our French partners, the French patriots, Rassemblement National, the National Rally, the Jordan Bardella and Marine Le Pen, they are leading. And I think if it comes how to invade Brussels, because we do not want to leave the EU, we would like to invade the EU and invade and take over Brussels, the French presidential elections will be crucial, because that's a founding member state of the European Union. If there will be a political change, if there will be a new real right-wing conservative president in France, then that could bring a change to all Western European political atmosphere, that is for sure.
Fantastic. Absolutely. Dr. Miklós Szánthó, tell everybody, I know you've got an election coming up next year, and you're planning for CPAC Hungary a few weeks before to prime everybody for it. Tell everybody where they can find out more.
When or how?
Where they can find out more.
We do have our website, and of course we do communicate regularly on social media. We will have CPAC Hungary next year, hopefully before the Hungarian elections during the campaign period, and it will be a big deal again, together not only with American conservative partners, not only with European conservative partners, but from conservative partners all over the world, because our plan is to really create a global platform for anti-globalist forces.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for being with us tonight in studio. How wonderful. What a treat. All right, everybody. Next, we're going to get to our Just the News health update after these quick commercial messages.